Man, got around. OG7 back here. And today I have some tales of victory and glory that will demonstrate how to live according to beast mode law by adapting savage principles. Hey guys, it's been quite some time since I've actually put together a video for you guys, man. As you can see, my office is in disarray, dude. I'm about 50% unpacked. It's just that, dude, I moved to a new city, man, and I hit the ground running, and things took off exponentially a lot faster than I had anticipated, which is a good thing and a bad thing, but it is what it is, dude. Like, when you live in real life, it's hard to actually orchestrate things the way you want to in a perfect environment, man. That's called theoretical living, dude. I'm not actually a practicum. But anyway, guys, I wanted to address a topic here. And this is very important. Me, myself, I don't really get into like internet hype and all these beefs and stuff because, dude, I live in an analog world. What that means is this is very important, guys. I'm an OG, first of all. This whole digital world, dude, it came about while I was incarcerated. So why is that important to you guys? What's important, number one, when I was coming up on the street, there wasn't none of this cell phones and Instagram and Snapchat and YouTube and all this stuff. So you lived on the street, you handled your business. You was about you, the business of you, right? Handling your business. So then I get incarcerated for handling my business, I'll bet in an illegal way, because I was influenced by MTV and rap videos and my environment, wanting to be somebody. And so during my 10 years of incarceration, the internet just took off, dude. It just proliferated. And you guys who were born in the 90s and the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s, you guys grew up attached to your phone, attached to the digital world. You don't really know how to interact properly or efficiently in the analog world or the real world. So you're caught up in all this stuff. But dude, like I had some situations with my car. I'm in Las Vegas, man, and my AC went out. And I don't know any mechanics, so I Googled mechanics close to me, and I went to this one mechanic, and they put in the wrong compressor, which then damaged my belt, which then damaged my fan, messed up my whole AC. So 3 days later, sitting there all day, dude, because I'm on the other side of Vegas, I had an epiphany, man. I was like, you know what? I need to pull back for a minute because my whole lifestyle had dominoed because I got so many things going on. And I'll share this with you guys later in the video, how I overbooked my life like Southwest. I had to dial it back, and it gave me some time of reflection. So I like to watch YouTube. There's some YouTubers I like to watch just for entertainment purposes. And I came across this situation with Fresh and Fit, man. And it was pretty interesting that these guys, man, hold up, man. I haven't done this in a while, man. I'm trying to find the video that I was yeah, here it is, guys. Here it is. So it's this video here, guys. Basically what happens is there's a large a YouTube content provider called Abed Fresh. They got like 1.4 million subs or something like that. And they went on Fresh and Fit. I like Fresh and Fit because I think it's entertaining, dude. They bring these thoughts on there, and these women are based on their looks, right? And they have no other value besides that. And, they asked them a question about sexuality, dating, and all this stuff that you young guys are interested in, which I'm going to address that. But here's the whole thing, guys. It kind of they had a difference of opinion or morality based on paying for sex, right? And so then they got into a heated debate like, oh, you shouldn't pay. Albert Priest was saying it's cool to pay for sex because it's convenient. You pay for it in one way or the other. And then Fresh and Fit, specifically, I guess it was Fit, went off saying, they don't pay. Well, Fresh and Fit said that they don't pay for box and this and that, and they want a woman's soul and all this stuff. And so then, there was a difference of opinion. And the reason I'm making this video is the way that they handled the situation. Fresh and Fit, in my opinion, became very emotional. What I've learned from just being on this planet for 60 years and living in major cities, being incarcerated, being in combat, being from the hood. He who loses his cool, dude, is not really a real man and in control of his environment, because if you allow another person to cause you to lose your cool, they are therefore in control of your emotions, and that's not an alpha trait. So I wanted to make this video to talk about what alpha is, man, and beta behavior. And what it comes down to, dude, if you're a true alpha, and it's a process, guys. You have to get your life in order in such a way where you're in control of whatever you can control, and the things that you can't control, you don't let them bother you, or you act accordingly. Let's just say you're on your way to a job interview or something like that, to work out or whatever, and you run into a catastrophic situation. A real alpha dude who is in control of his life and control of his emotions, where we act accordingly, whether you have to take evasive actions, you have to pull off the road, you got to dial 911, you got to fix the situation, but you don't get emotional and lose your cool, because once you lose your cool, dude, you have lost the battle. So I'm going to commentate this video here, and it might get pretty long because there's some very interesting points I want to bring up to you about the Auburn Preach versus Fresh and Fit. And it's really two important points I want to bring up to you guys. Number one is, a lot of you young guys, man, come on to YouTube to seek answers, because I'll be honest with you, when I got out of prison, or let's just say the University of Life, I had a nephew, I'm not going to say his name, he's an engineer now, he's a very smart dude. He turned me on to YouTube, because prior to him turning me on to YouTube, whenever I had to troubleshoot like a technical situation, I'd read a lot of books, or, excuse me, I do a lot of research, dude. And it took me hours, maybe days. And then my nephew's like, nah, man, you just go on to YouTube, how to build a server, how to build a firewall, how to troubleshoot a hacking. It was a myriad of information, whereas I don't have to reinvent the wheel. And I understand how young people think. You want the answers to questions very quickly and efficiently, which I think is a good thing. But here's one thing that you got to understand, dude, and I'm gonna also let you guys know, I'm gonna start pulling back from YouTube, dude, because I'm gonna make a video about it. But here's what I come to understand: if you're really about your game, you're really about executing your plan, you don't have a lot of time to be watching YouTube and videos and listening to music and Instagram. It's just the reality of it, and I'm going to prove that to you based on my trajectory here in Las Vegas, Nevada. So what it comes down to is this, guys. If you're on your path and on your mission, yes, it's cool to go to YouTube to get some information. And then this is how it should be, guys. 20% gathering information, 80% executing it and making it your own and troubleshooting your life. So without further ado, I want to play some clips here. I'm going to be commentating on here. So let's get this started. These guys, I think, are I don't know their names, but I ran across their video about the Fresh and Fit Auburn Preach, and I thought it was very pertinent. So check it out.
Characters. Now, in reaction to our reacting to their very not real story, they got on our podcast and I think they proceeded to call us names for a long duration of time.
Talk smack on the internet, because I'll tell you this right now, Fat Boy, I will gladly.
See, so here's the whole thing, guys. And this is very important, because the reason I'm pulling back from YouTube, I've noticed that, I had made up some stories about being special forces and Green Beret and stuff, because, I was a combat soldier and I always wanted to be Green Beret Special Force. I think those guys are like the epitome of being a warrior. It just never was in the cards for me. And so then, being I had been to combat, I seen them do some extraordinary things. And when I started my channel, when I got out of prison, I was like, hey, how can I right the wrongs that I did that caused me to be incarcerated for shooting people, poisoning communities, right? So I fabricated some stories of being a super soldier so that the youngsters that come to my channel by chance, and we all want to be somebody in this life, but we all can't be the alpha or the superhero or the super soldier or the baddest dude on the planet, but we can be somebody in our own right. So what I was looking to do for the people, the young guys who are finding themselves into adulthood, I look to build a story to help them understand that, oh, if you really want to be somebody in this life and you want to be part of an organization bigger than yourself, then join the military, and then you too can aspire to be special forces or Green Beret or what's the other one, Navy SEALs, all these different stories to draw young people in, because young people are so much into bigger than life characters, superheroes, super rappers, super entertainers. So I was letting them know, like, you too can do this if you're not athletically inclined or gifted. You don't have the gift of gab to be a rapper. You don't have the look to be a movie star. And so then I got exposed, you know what I mean? Which it was very fair, but the only problem I have, the person who exposed me was a civilian. These are some civilians who never even served their country or let alone been to combat. So I own that. And I lost about half of my subscribers, I think at the time. I was at 10,000 subscribers, and I was on my way to like 15. And then it dropped down to like 5,000. No, it dropped down to like 7,000 subscribers, dude, just immediately. And they were calling me names of fraud, sharks, and all that. But then I'm looking at this Fresh and Fit situation. You see, here's the difference. And a lie is a lie. It's not good, but here's the difference. I'd lied in order to take youngsters from the hood and from dangerous environments where killing people like themselves, saying, hey, if you want to be a dangerous, bad dude and you like to kill others, do it for the cause of good and justness and representing your country and get some positive benefit out of it. So I lied for those reasons. Whereas Fresh and Fit, I come to find out, they lie about, there was this one dude he was an alpha male they hired to go out and cold approach women and bring them in. But they're giving these young guys the impression that they're doing it. That's a falsity, bro. That's a different kind of lie. That's a falsehood, a trickery. The second thing is they're saying they don't pay for it on this podcast, but yet I believe that Fit has the OnlyFans. I mean, no, he's got a Seeking Arrangements account, which is sugar daddies. And I hear this guy makes $100,000 a month on YouTube. This is what I hear. I don't know. And then Fresh, when you look at his Instagram account, you know, he leads with money. So I'm sharing this with you because but the guys still have their following, dude. And the guys who left me because I was not truthful and I came forward and told the truth, they still have not like forgiven me, which is okay because it is what it is. I can't go back and I can only go forward. But let me tell you something about these guys, dude. Fresh and Fit. Fit was 2 years ago purchasing dating advice. And the reason I'm bringing this video up, number two is, dude, even as a young dude, you have to put in the work and the time to achieve mastery. Say mastery is, for what I believe, 10 years or 100,000 hours, right? I don't know if the math pans out, but it's a long time. They say it takes about 10 years to get mastery in anything you do. So Fresh and Fit just came on the scene. There's no way they have mastery of women. And then just because you have mastery over some thoughts in Miami doesn't make you a master of women. So without further ado, I'm going to play this video clip here and I want to commentate for you guys. Oh, this is the point I'm making. If you're a true alpha and somebody disagrees with you or they say derogatory things about you, you do not revert to name calling and calling people out to battle. That's a very beta male type of behavior. It's very female orientated because females, I've noticed here in Vegas, females will call a dude out because A, they know they got the police on their side. B, there's always some beta males to protect them. And C, they just so entitled. Real men, you don't call somebody out because they might call you bluff. And with a man, there's nobody to save you. Normally the police aren't going to come in time and the crowd's not going to prevent what's going to happen to you. So let's get into this here.
Box your fat ass, Mr. fucking Sideshow Bob.
And people get in our comment section after the Asian Low, how come y'all never said it? How come y'all didn't respond? How old are you?
I am 27 years old.
I'm 25. So I left that shit in elementary school. That name calling is what your head looks like, you're fat, your forehead. The jokes came in, bro, and it was like elementary jokes. So there wasn't unnecessary of a response. So I thought I would never see him again. Turns out Abba and Preach, two content creators in the commentary space, went on their podcast. And after coming back from their podcast, they just gave their thoughts about things that was said on the podcast.
Let me ask you something. All the girls you smashed, yeah. If I talk to every one of them, you think they all respect you or going to say good things about you? Yes. All of them? All of them. You know, okay.
And here's the whole thing, guys. I wanted to share this with you guys from personal experience, and I'm going to make a video about it. But just coming here to Vegas, I think I've been here, I got here on the 31st of May. So then that's the whole June and July, and August is pretty much over. So let's just round it up. Let's just say I've been here 90 days. Within this 90 days, you know, different women that I know from different walks of life, whatever, have found my YouTube channel because, you know, when you're missing from California, women start to do searches. Women are very interested in garnering information more so than men. And so they found my YouTube channel and they're making comments to me about, oh, you know, I didn't know you've been a prisoner, or I didn't know you've messed with so many women, or I didn't know you had a temper, because I have duplicitous behavior. But the point I'm making is this, guys, you know, these guys, man, they're saying that every woman that they slept with has good things to say about them. That is not true, my man. And that's a statement that a young dude would make, that either A, hasn't had a lot of experience with women, or B, hasn't slept with a lot of women. I'm not going to go into my numbers because that's irrelevant. But all I can say is this, dude, if you slept with over 100 women, bro, not all of them are going to have good things to say about you. Matter of fact, maybe the majority of them, because they feel like, you know, you utilize them for their goods or their packages and then you moved on or whatever. Or maybe you had to spin stories and tell lies to get what you wanted at the end. Or they just couldn't control you. A lot of women like to control men through their JJ. So they're not going to have good things to say about you. So the fact that he said that, dude, I'm not attacking him personally. I'm just saying that's a young dude's statement. That's, you lack wisdom and experience. So let's continue here.
Okay, you know the best part? The live stream chat during that period, they were going crazy.
I know.
Yeah, they were just going, Cap, that's a lie. I'm sorry, okay? I don't care who it is. I don't care what. If you're out there and you've been with enough people, eventually you're going to have people talking shit about you behind your back. Oh, even if it's not true, it doesn't matter. You think all your exes are saying wonderful things about you? You think everybody you went on a date with is saying wonderful things about you? No, bro. You guys run a podcast where you're talking about ladies all the time, controversial opinions. There's no way the women that you've been with, all of them have positive opinions about you. It's impossible. It's impossible. And this whole idea that having game makes you a better man, that's also not true. In some instances, it does great things for you, helps you develop confidence and some good things. Fantastic. It also turns a lot of people into shitty people.
That should like speak a little to the.
And I wanted to commentate on this. We're not going to have the whole video. And I know in the past I've been guilty of saying I'm going to provide the link, but for sure I'm going to provide the link here because this is very important. But I think having game, dude, it's like there's a saying, with great power comes great responsibility. And if you take a beta male who's never had game, and I just want to share with you, even alphas need to develop game, because game is how you interact with people that are not from your sphere. So I'm gonna give you an example. If you're like an alpha male through sports or fighting in your area or your hood or your city, then you're known by that. You have a reputation. And so then you therefore you prosper from that reputation or that knowingness. When we move to another city, anybody doesn't know you, man, it's sometimes the same type of skullduggery or barbarianism that you use to gain your name back where you're from. You might be a big fish in a small pond. For example, I came to Vegas, nobody knows me, dude. They don't know my background, my martial arts, my military career, my fighting, my prison. I'm a nobody, so I had to prove myself just through my consistency of my activities and my effort. So what I'm saying is this, guys, even if you're an alpha, dude, and if you're not the alpha, meaning you're the tallest, richest, smartest, baddest, most well-known, game will improve your life. But if you come from a truly beta lacking environment and you learn game, it can turn you into a bad person, because then you get this power over women, and you use it in a negative or a dark way. And I think when we start talking about Fresh and Fit, I think that they were so beta in their previous lives prior to fame and knowledge that they turned into bad people. And I'm going to give you an example. I'm not hating on anybody or bashing on anybody. I'm just sharing my opinion. But like, let's just look at Kevin Samuels. If you look at his earlier videos, like early on before he became famous, even his fashion sense was off and his whole demeanor. He was a beta. But this is what Jim Rohn says when I used to study him. He says, it's important to become a millionaire, not because of the money, but the person you must become to become a millionaire. Because once you make $1 million, and let's say you lose it all or somebody takes it away, you now understand what it takes to make $1 million. And so you are a millionaire because you know how to generate and get back to that status, right? And so what I like about Kevin Samuels is the person that he evolved into to become the Kevin Samuels you know now. He has inculcated those behaviors into his psyche, or as Fresh and Fit, they haven't. And I think it comes down to time on this planet. That's where the gist of what I'm getting to. Let's continue.
Delusion.
Yeah.
It's kind of challenging to have a conversation with someone who's that deluded.
Yeah.
And I don't mind how great your dick is, bro. Somebody's talking shit about it. You fucking up girls, somebody's talking shit about it. So you believing that there's no way that could be the case. Come on.
Especially the way that you were trying to get women.
To the point where,
That's
bro,
even more foreshadowing.
I've talked to people who said they've known people that have been on the podcast and they had negative opinions about y'all. They thought y'all were corny and goofballs.
Yeah.
And I don't like to participate in that kind of tomfoolery. So I was like, keep out that conversation. But they came to me with that information. And I don't even know y'all. Y'all live in Miami. Your world is like more cloud. I need more clouded numbers.
And that's all I'm trying to say, guys. And this is what's interesting. You know, me coming from Puerto Rico, living in New York, Philly, Chicago, Detroit, stationed in different areas, being overseas, living in California, now in Vegas. You have the ability to look at things for what they are. But when you're from a certain area, let's just say Miami, for example, or we can even use California. You grew up there, you're from there. You have a viewpoint of life based on your California experience. And California, Miami is not indicative of real life. I just met this lady from Costa Rica yesterday when I was getting my car detailed. And we had an interesting conversation because I think it's important to travel. And that's what I want you guys to take from this video. I've lived in several different places over my time on this planet. And it gives me the ability to not just to conform to the various societies, but then to also look at things objectively and see the deficiencies in people that are from that area. Because if you haven't traveled, you don't know how other people live and how other people interact with the world. You just have it from your specific paradigm. And I think that is dangerous. Let's continue.
It's like I'm so far removed from that world, and even I've heard things about y'all.
You're gonna tell me in my face that you just felt I don't want her pussy, I want her soul broadcasted on internet, and you gonna tell me that all these girls gonna have respect for
You know, some of them watch this. You left. Nigga, you left.
because he
Listen, there's a lot of reasons.
what else want me to do?
Oh, I know some friends too. You look home from Miami. I grew up in Canada too. Yes, sir.
The motherfucker was saying nonsense. Because we have a special. I move so smooth. You don't believe what you're saying.
Look, they contact you, maybe some of them will not return your messages. Some of them will not want to talk to you.
Some of them blocked you.
And so we came up with a couple of reasons. Some of the bigger ones was the girl's not going to respect you on the same level. You're not going to get that genuine desire bedroom fun. You're going to get that transactional fun, which for some guys, that's good enough. Number two, she ain't going to respect you.
Nigga, people go on your show and disrespect you for free. And you kick them out. Isn't that true?
And see, this is all I'm saying. The reason I brought this video up, and it's not going to be a long one, I'm going to post a link in this description. I've been very, it's been an eye-opening experience because my whole thing coming onto YouTube was to educate and to enlighten young men to not make the same mistakes that I've made, and to look at through my stories and be like, okay, while that sounds fascinating, I don't want to make those same mistakes. But what I've come to find, looking at the viewers and the views and the monetization and all this stuff, That's not what I'm here for. What it comes down to is these YouTubers that are very huge, and I'm not hating on them, dude, because my life outside of YouTube is so prolific. I'm actually starting to write a book, and I'm not going to go into that because I'm going to let my actions speak louder than my words. But the point I'm making is I'm letting you know the foreshadow was coming on. There's three types of people on the internet space. There's people that are big on the internet because of entertainment, and they're very good at what they do. Heck, sometimes, once a week for maybe like 30 minutes, I'll watch some YouTube. If I can't sleep or something, and I watch some, 5 minutes of different guys adds up to 30 minutes, or let's say 45 minutes until I fall asleep. Then there's some people that are on YouTube giving out informational content, and they're not big like the people that are giving out the entertainment. And then there's some people on YouTube that I've noticed, like, for example, the Saint in the Center. I mean, this dude gives out, I think, exceptional educational content, and his channel is growing because he's also entertaining. Me, myself, I fall into the second or the latter category. I'm not here to entertain. I'm not a funny guy. Even in acting school, when they have me play comedic roles, I have to go into character of someone else because it's not me. I'm not a funny dude. My life's not funny. I don't find things funny. Entertaining, I can, like, it catches my attention. I don't really find it funny. But the point I'm making is I've noticed on the YouTube space that people that are very large, very huge, have a very huge following, they reach the audience of the younger people that are here to get entertained. I don't need those numbers. Things have taken a positive turn in my life here in Las Vegas, where the money that I'm making is way eclipsing what I did in IT high tech. Matter of fact, I had a conversation with a lady just yesterday. She's talking about, I'm too busy to make real friendships. I'm not here for real friendships. I'm here to get my bank on, because just so you guys know, I'm be transparent with you, I got a 2-year plan here in Vegas, and I'm moving to Brazil. And I'm gonna make another video about that. So I'm only here for a finite period of time. So any vajayjay or sexual favors or relationships that are thrown at me here are inconsequential, because I have a bigger plan, a bigger plane, a bigger trajectory. And the reason this is important is because I'm only now putting out videos maybe once or twice a week on YouTube, where I used to put them out daily, because I'm in the real world handling my business. And then when you guys see where I'm headed through the small videos that I'm putting out, then you have an understanding of there's entertainment and there's education and there's application. I'm in a middle group where I'm here to entertain you and teach you applicable skills to have the dream life that you want, and not be needed to be entertained with other people so you can live vicariously to them. So I'm gonna give you 5 more minutes of this video. I'm gonna wrap it up because I think you got the gist of it. And if you didn't, you need to watch the video again.
So it's like this whole idea you're gonna get respect from these ladies if you don't. That's not true at all.
Not how it works.
That's not true at all. But anyways,
But that's the reason why everything they say, not everything, because some of the things they say are true, but there's a portion of what they say, especially on how they converse with women, that anyone with any type of experience will know just isn't true. It's just not true. You sitting here saying if you talk a certain way, if your mouthpiece a certain way, then by default, every woman that you talk to that way is going to have the utmost respect for you. This is not.
The reason that's not true, guys, and I'm not even really jumping on the bandwagon. I used to enjoy watching Fresh and Fit. I knew they were full of caca, bro. But here's me, guys. They're entertaining. And they didn't even educate me on anything. I already knew Miami thoughts, dude. I've been to Miami and I've been to Florida, and I know what it's about over there. Though it's all phony. Fronting, dude. I call it frontism. It's even worse than California. But I found it entertaining, because I wanted to see how Fresh and Fit hit these women, and then just the debating and the back and forth, and then to kick them off the show. I thought that was entertaining, because they're showing other women who watch the show, like, hey, this is how it works. Like, just because you're hot, you're going to get checked. So I found that entertaining. But I always knew they were full of caca, the way they were telling you guys how they give women and their game, and they're charging dudes $1,000 a month to get dating advice when they don't even, they're beta males, dude. They're not even. If you're old enough to understand women going through being a teenager in your 20s, 30s, and 40s and 50s, maybe, then you can know that no one thing works on every woman, dude. It's just the way it is. And even in this life, bro, not everybody's going to like you. Not everybody's going to be, there's always going to be haters. There's always going to be jealous people. There's always going to be people that like you. There's always going to be people that love you. And when you make a statement of every, it shows your ignorance. Here's the last 2 minutes here.
It's not true. So the conversation kind of went from this to, do people pay for bots? And Abba and Preach were arguing plenty of people of high value pay for bots. It's just more convenient than having to go through the games you would usually have to play if you weren't paying for it. And they were even arguing the quality can be better too, depending on the type of person that you're paying for.
Yes, when you pay, you get it right away. But when you're not paying, the character you build, the game that you learn, the strategies that you kind of like come upon, you become a better man.
The best sexually, the best compliance, the best submissiveness, the best, and more importantly for me, respect.
If you take care of the lady and you pay her properly, there's a lot of girls who will do pretty much anything for that. So I agree with what you guys are saying, where even for me, it's not how I want to do things. But for some guys, you know what you said, like living your best life, some guys find it boring. Okay. They start talking to them like, oh, they didn't put in effort. They just like, oh, you know what I mean?
No, I get it. I get why
Especially,
you do it, yeah.
especially when you're busy.
And that's the only, I don't understand how that's a concept that is foreign to people who apparently call themselves high value. So you pushing back away from that just does not make any sense at all.
But that's not even the real story, because I've been Preach hop on here and criticize plenty of things worth criticism, right? And the reality is, Fresh and Fit do it on their podcast too, and there's plenty of women worthy of criticism.
Okay, guys. So I think you got the brunt of what I was looking to share with you here. And if not, I know sometimes I ramble, but here's the takeaway here. Basically, the whole Abba and Preach versus Fresh and Fit, I think it comes down to ideology and realism. Fresh and Fit, they grew up large on the internet, the YouTube space, because they're bringing women on there. Young guys want to learn how to interact with women. The problem is the women they're bringing on there are thoughts. They're not like a real representation of a full spectrum of women. These are younger girls who go through life based on their looks and dealing with, guys that are trying to come up and have money. So they have a certain way they interact with men based on their looks, because young guys are all interested in looks, not content of character. Even older guys, but the whole thing is, if a girl's hot, a young guy will accept a lot of behavior from a hot girl that he would not accept from a fat girl or another man or someone in his family. Just because a girl's hot, he's trying to get laid, he's horny. So I wanted to bring this to light for you guys, man. Hopefully, man, you guys got some education out of this thing. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to shoot some other videos to you guys this week, just explaining like what I'm doing here, how things are panning out, how it can help you on your journey through mine. And the main thing, guys, is how you can adapt savage principles so that you too can live according to beast mode law. Until next time, OG Silverback out.